is a lot of energy shifting right now. And when energy shifts, it feels like it pulls us in one direction and another direction, and then in a third direction we didn't even know we could be pulled. I'm talking specifically about the shoulds and should nots surrounding us emerging from our corona bunkers, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. And it feels like we're being pulled in different directions and our community is being pulled apart. I'm talking specifically about the racism in our country and the boiling point that we've reached now regarding racism and police brutality against African Americans in particular. And it feels like there's a lot of, oh, you should do this, you shouldn't do this, you should speak up. No, you should keep your mouth shut and just listen. And it feels divisive, and it is divisive at a time when really we can come together. So I go back to the basic tenets of yoga, which comes down to our breath. So when we all breathe the same air, we are all connected. The basic teaching of yoga is unity, connection, togetherness, oneness. And when we breathe, we're all breathing the same air. We all have the right to freely and easily breathe. Our yoga is a practice. We call it that for a reason. Even the most learned among us knows that there's still another way to learn. Just because we learned how to do Warrior One in one specific way doesn't mean that we can't continue to learn. Maybe there is a better way. So it's not, you should do it this way, you should not do it this way, but maybe we can learn together a way forward, a path forward, not just to do poses, but to be one together. So we'll focus on our breath today, something that we all should freely share, and we will focus on the oneness that comes when we practice and when we continue to learn through that practice. So I want to share with you the words of Michelle Johnson, who is a yoga teacher. She's a social justice activist. She is African American. These are her words. When we acknowledge our inherent interconnectedness, we can remember that our breath and ability to breathe are connected to others' abilities to breathe. Make sure you're comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes and bring your hands together at your heart. And just feel your breath. Make your inhale a little longer than it usually is, and your exhale a little longer than it usually is. Make a commitment to yourself to be with your breath, this thing that is also an action. It's a noun and a verb that connects us. Make a commitment to be present in your practice to whatever learnings arise. Letting go of should and should not, and being present with what is, so that you can carry that into your path forward. Take a really deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Release your hands down to your lap or your legs. Take another inhale that lets you sit a little taller, that lifts your heart and rolls your shoulders back, and then open your eyes. All right, if you're going to follow along on the playlist, now's the time to get started. It is virtual yoga 6/2. We're in June already, so welcome to June. You can go ahead and press play on that. And then we're going to start in Shavasana. So come on to your back on your mat, stretch all the way out. and turn your palms up to the sky. Take in a deep breath through your nose here, and then slowly exhale through your mouth. Bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart. Feel your breath beneath your hands. Feel the movements that your body makes as you breathe. We're going to do a set of box breathing here. So the box breathing will be an inhale. We'll do a count of 4. Inhale to a count of 4. And then a hold for a count of 4. Exhale, count of 4. And then a hold on the empty for a count of 4. So it's supposed to be the 4 sides of a box. I guess that would be a one-dimensional box. So with me, inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. And then hold empty for 4. Again, inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold empty. One more round. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale 4. And hold empty for 4. Now, come back to a natural breath and stretch your arms overhead. Stretch your body out really long here. As you're stretched out, start to come into a Ujjayi breath. So you tone in your throat so you can hear that breath. It doesn't have to be anything really vigorous. And then from your stretched out body and your Ujjayi breath, make your way up to a cross-legged seat. It doesn't matter which shin is in front. And then bring your hands just in front of your knees. Hold on there. We'll take cat and cow here. So using that Ujjayi exhale, cat pose, round your back, look down towards your navel. Ujjayi inhale, bring the heart forward, take your gaze up. A couple more rounds, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Last one, exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. Change the cross of your legs now. Put the other shin in front. As you inhale, take both arms up overhead. As you exhale, twist to the right. Take your right hand behind you and your left hand to the outside of that right leg. Inhale, sit up. And then as you exhale, rotate around. Look back over your right shoulder. Big full Ujjayi breaths here if you can. Just being with your breath in the twist. And then inhale, release. Come back around to the front. Take both arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand behind, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Before you get too deep into your twist, inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, twist around. Big steady breaths here. Imagine a sweet, gentle hand is pressing your upper back in and up. One last exhale here in the twist, and then as you inhale, lift back up, arms up overhead. Let's get onto hands and knees now. So come around onto your mat, knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. One round of cat on your exhale and cow on your inhale. Not taking that breath for granted, but really being present with it. Come into neutral. As you inhale, take your right arm forward. Exhale, left leg back. Stay really toned in your core, front and back. On an exhale, knee and elbow come together. On an inhale, stretch forward and back. This time as you exhale, take your arm to the right and your leg to the left. Inhale, back to the middle. And we'll do that again. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, stretch forward and back. Exhale, helicopter out to the sides and then back. One more time. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, stretch forward and back. Exhale, arm right, leg left. Stretch the arm in front, the leg back, and then hand down, knee down. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Come into neutral, and we'll move with the breath again. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, right leg back. One breath in here, and then as you exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, stretch forward and back. Exhale, arm to the left, leg to the right. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Moving with your breath. Stretch forward and back, and then out to the sides. Forward and back. Last time, knee and elbow together. Inhale, stretch forward and back. Exhale, reach out to the sides. Forward and back, and then hand down, knee down. We'll take one really deep breath in here through the nose. Exhale, let it all go through your mouth. Seal your lips again, back to Ujjayi breathing. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Reach your hips back. Let your head hang down. Move your head around a little bit. Let go of that tension you might be holding around your head or around your neck. Walk your dog out. Be with your body, honor it, what you have today, where you are today. Practicing breath and body moving together. Start walking your feet up to the top of your mat. And hold your forward bend. Hold on to your elbows with your palms. Fold out over the legs. Let the backs of the legs stretch and let the spine decompress here from your tailbone all the way down through the top of your spine in your skull. And now hands to your hips and inhale, rise up to stand. Once you're upright, bring your hands to your heart. Commit to breath, commit to practice of wholeness, unity. Inhale, take your arms high up overhead, look up. Exhale, forward bend, fold down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Use your exhale to take you to downward dog, stepping your feet to the back of your mat. Use your inhale to bring you into plank, and your exhale to glide down to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, tops of the feet on the floor, lifting the heart up, pinning the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. However that journey from the back to the front works for you, it can change each time. Inhale, lift up, arms up high overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Each time we come back here with the hands at the heart, we'll just check in with the breath. We'll check in with being present, with being grounded, with feeling connected within ourselves and connected to all of those breathing with us. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lengthen out. Take your vinyasa. It can look different this time if you want to jump into chaturanga or take any other version of the vinyasa here. Downward dog is our connecting point where we all meet together. Inhale, right leg back and up behind you. On your exhale, draw your knee into your nose. So you come into plank and pull that knee in towards your nose. Inhale, back to one leg dog. Exhale, knee into nose, and this time plant your foot at the front of your mat. We'll come up to warrior two. Spin your back heel down to the floor and rise up into second warrior pose, settling into that front leg, that strength that you have there. Take a breath in here as you exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. And now turn to face the left long side of your mat in a horse stance here. Bring your hands just above your knees. Send your hips back a little bit and your chest forward. So I think about this like a football coach's stance. Don't football coaches stand like this on the sidelines? I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. We'll take some twists right here, 6 all together. Take a breath in. On your exhale, twist to the right so that left shoulder dips into the center. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, use your exhale to really twist around to the right. Inhale, exhale left. Inhale middle, one more time around to the right. Inhale middle, exhale to the left. Inhale middle, and then straighten your legs. Prepare for triangle pose. So back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Right toes point to the right. Take your arms out front and back. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, stretch forward. And then right fingers down on the floor, left fingers to the sky. Take your gaze up past your top hand. See if you can roll that left shoulder back a little bit here. Opening, lifting, breathing. Notice the places where you feel your breath in this pose. One more inhale here, and then as you exhale, lunge, hands on either side of the front foot. So if it does not bother your back knee, lower it to the ground. If it bothers your back knee, keep it up. We're going to take a crescent pose. Low if the back knee is down, it's a little more stable. Or high if your back knee bothers you. Sweep your arms forward and up. Bring the hips forward. Lift the heart up to the sky. Deep breath in here. And then exhale, let it all go. Hands down to the mat. Lift the back knee up if it's not already. One leg dog. Right leg lifts back and up behind you. One leg vinyasa option. Inhaling forward, one leg plank. Exhaling, one leg chaturanga. And then inhaling your choice of back bend here. Cobra or upward dog. And then downward facing dog together. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. And then inhale, lift yourself up. Deep breath in, stretch the arms all the way up. Reach up high, and then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. That place where everything connects, where we feel connection. Second side, inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen the spine out. Exhale begins you moving into your vinyasa. We'll meet in the downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg back and up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Pull it in, lift the belly, lift the knee. Inhale, stretch your leg back and up behind you again. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, plant your left foot at the front of your mat and come up to warrior two. Back heel down on the ground. Come up and feel steady, feel solid. Be present with the breath in this pose. Maybe there's a learning here for you in warrior two. Maybe not so much about where to place your body, but how to be stable, how to be grounded. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up to warrior two, and then work yourself around to the right long side of your mat in horse stance. So we'll have the arms out to the sides. This time, you'll bring your arms forward. We're going to do eagle arms with the right arm underneath. We'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to lower your hips a little bit and take your fingers over to the left. And then lift back up. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, dip down, fingers point over to the left. Inhale, back up. 1 more time down here. Inhale, lift up, straighten the legs. Take the arms up overhead. Really deep breath in as the arms are overhead. And now we'll do the second side. Exhale, bend the knees. We'll take the left arm under the right. Elbows lifted up to about shoulder height. Breath in here. As you exhale, dip the hips a little bit and take the fingers to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Shift the fingers all to point to the right. Inhale up. 1 more time. Get low. And then inhale up. Straighten the legs. Take both arms up overhead. Prepare for triangle pose. Back foot parallel with the back edge of the mat. Left toes pointing straight forward. Arms come out front and back. And then exhale, stretch out into triangle. Touching your fingers down and grounding on something there. Yeah, looking good. Nice, deep Ujjayi breathing. Being open to where you are in the pose, in the moment, with your breath. And then as you exhale, take your hands down to either side of the front foot, bending that left knee. And then we'll take a crescent pose. Low if your back knee will tolerate it, high if not. Sweep the arms forward and up. Bring the hips forward, open across the chest. Deep breath in here as you open into your back bend, into this heart opening pose. And then exhale, hands to the mat. 1 leg dog, left leg lifts into the sky for a 1 leg vinyasa, or your choice here. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold down over your legs. And then on an inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So we're going to start this next flow with an active, I call it a swinging chair pose. You might have done it with me in the past. The breath will be really important in this. So I'm going to do a few on my own, and then once I stop, we'll do 6 all together. So this is how the swinging, breathing chair pose works. You'll come into chair, take a breath in through your nose, and then the exhale is through your mouth as you twist to the right and swing your arms to the right. So watch me. Inhale here. You get the idea? All right, let's do that together. We start in chair pose. We're going to do 6 of these, so that's 6 total. Take a breath in through your nose. Exhale to the right. And the left. Back to the right. And the left. 1 more time to the right. And 1 more time to the left. And then arms overhead, deep in your chair pose. Go into it. No should, no shouldn't, just where you are now. And then exhale, forward bend, straighten the legs, fold over them. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Exhale, begin your vinyasa. I'll catch up to you in downward facing dog. Let breath be what connects the poses, just as breath connects you to every other living thing. From downward facing dog, inhale, right leg high behind you, just 1 time, knee into nose, let the breath out as you pull the knee in, plant your foot. at the front of your mat. We'll come up to warrior one, back heel roots onto the ground, and then inhale, come into your warrior one. Still rooting into both feet, feeling steady, but now getting a deeper lifting up energy, a heart opening energy of the back bend here. On your exhale, circle your arms out and down by your hips. Straighten your front leg, square your hips up, and then we'll take Parsvottanasana. So your hands come behind your back somehow. At your low back, maybe your hands are in prayer behind your heart. Roll your shoulders back, pull your belly in. Pull your low ribs down, but keep the shoulders drawing back. One breath in here, exhale, forward fold. A couple of breaths in the forward bend. And then inhale, lift back up. On your exhale, back bend over your hands, lifting the heart high, rolling the shoulders back, keeping the belly pulling in and up. Inhale, bring your chest back upright, back to warrior one, then back into your front knee. Take both arms up overhead, releasing that bind from behind your back. Lift your back heel off the mat, and slow as you can, come into warrior three. So just start gradually leaning forward. Use your core here, gently push off with the back foot. Hold your warrior three and breathe in it. We're all breathing the same air together. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Right fingers touch down on a block or the floor. Left fingers reach up to the sky. Left hip lifts up. Holding your half moon pose for a couple of breaths, being present in the pose with the breath. And then, starting with your next exhale, try to, as slowly as you can, step back to warrior two. And then reverse warrior. On an exhale, windmill your hands down on the inside of your right foot. Walk that right foot farther out to the right. Get the right wrist under the right shoulder. Lift the back heel off the mat. 5 push-ups in this position. Inhale, bend your elbows lower down. Exhale, push the floor away, straight arms. 4 more on your breath count. Use your inhale to lower and your exhale to lift. After you've straightened your arms that last time, step back into plank pose. Try to keep the whole body really still as you step the right foot back for plank, and then lower down chaturanga. Inhale, take a big gulp in for upward dog, and then exhale, let all that breath out, downward dog. Good job. Walk, step, or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. And then chair pose. Lower the hips down, lift your heart up, and then stand all the way up. So stand tall and feel steady here, upright. And then on your exhale, back bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands with your heart. Check in with your breath. Be with your practice, being open to what you can learn, no matter how much you think you've already learned. Second side starts with that chair pose, and then we'll go into the swinging chair. So lower your hips down, arms up overhead. So the exhale is through your mouth. So we'll twist to the left first, 6 total. Breath in here, exhale, twist left, inhale up, exhale, exhale, exhale. One more time to the left and to the right. And then hold your chair pose, lower the hips down if you can, and then standing forward bend, straighten the legs, fold over the legs. Inhale, stretch out, pull the belly in as you stretch out, and then begin your vinyasa if you want it. or just step back to downward dog. If you feel your breath has gotten out of control, maybe just step to downward dog and hold that pose. We're ready now. From downward dog, inhale, left leg back and up behind you. Only one time, knee into nose, and then plant your left foot at the front of your mat. Warrior one, back heel down to the ground. Inhale, rise up. Grounding through the feet and the legs, lifting up through the heart, the head, the arms. Sweep your arms out to the sides, lower them down to your hips, and then straighten your front leg. We'll get Parsvottanasana set up from the waist down. So squaring the hips up, tiny bend into the left knee. Take your hands behind your back. So that can be making fists and pressing them together at your waist, or maybe reverse prayer. Take a breath in, pull the belly in, pull the low ribs down, but keep the shoulders rolling back. It's a lot to hold all at once. Exhale, forward bend. A couple of breaths here as you fold over that left leg. And then inhale, lift yourself back upright. Exhale as the back bend, lifting your heart up to the sky, taking your gaze up. Inhale, lift back upright. Release your arms from behind your back. Take them up overhead, warrior one, then back into your front knee. Take a breath in here, and then as slowly as you can, lean forward, coming into warrior three. Feel incremental change in that back leg as it lifts. Couple of breaths, breathing together in warrior three. And then on your exhale, half moon pose, left fingers to the floor, right fingers to the sky, rolling the right hip open. And then as slowly as you can, we're going to step back to warrior two. So this is core work, this is balance, this is leg work. Slowly stepping back, learning what you can about your body, about your balance along the way to warrior two. And then reverse warrior. On your exhale, windmill your hands to the inside of the left leg. Walk the left foot out so that your left wrist can be right underneath your left shoulder. 5 push-ups here. Inhale, bend your elbows lower down. Exhale, straighten your arms. 4 more on your own. Inhaling to get low. Exhaling to straighten. After that last one, and the arms are straight, strong core, pick up that left foot, take it to the back of your mat, you're in plank, and then lower there to chaturanga. And then from chaturanga, drink in the back bend as you drink the breath in, opening your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Last chair pose of the practice, or anything remotely resembling chair. This is it. And then straight legs, a back bend here. If you want support at your low back, place your hands in your back pockets. If you want support for your neck, interlace your hands behind your head. Lift your heart up. Take your gaze up. Let that heart energy fly out to all of those who need it now. And then inhale, back upright. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, float down low. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Roll through your vinyasa. You're on your own for this. Using breath to connect your poses. Steady, even Ujjayi breath if you can. And then from downward dog, inhale right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, knee into nose. This time plant the right foot at the front of your mat, but center it between the right and left sides. So normally when we plant the right foot, it would be closer to the right side of the mat. Here we have it centered. High crescent pose. Sweep your arms forward and up, lifting up, taking a back bend here. Stay charged in the back leg as you back bend. Inhale back up. So we're going to come to a grounded warrior 3 eventually. We're going to take a couple of steps to get there. So as you exhale, bow forward, have the weight of your chest and arms coming forward, and then see if you can lift that left foot off the leg and just let the left toes hover really close to the floor, back to high crescent pose. We'll do that one more time, coming forward, learning where your balance point is, barely lifting the left toes off the ground, back to high crescent pose. This time we're going all the way to grounded warrior 3. Come forward, take it as slowly as you can, fingertips to the floor, left leg stretching back behind you, straight back behind at hip height. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we'll do 2 knee tucks. Bend the right knee, tuck the left knee behind. Inhale, straighten back out. Exhale, tuck in. Inhale, straighten back out. We'll do one more, but this time we come to sit. So pull in, tuck in, and then lower down. So you've got your right kneecap pointing straight ahead, or up to the ceiling. Left kneecap pointing straight ahead. Take your right hand behind you, your left arm up. As you exhale, twist to the right. Take one breath in here, and then as you exhale, go a little deeper into your twist, rotating around. Again, imagine a friend has their hand at your upper back, pushing your upper back in and up to help you with the twist here. On your inhale, release the twist, walk your hands around to the left long side of your mat, and then step your left foot to the back of your mat for wide leg, standing, forward bend. There you go. We'll take 8 side lunges here. Let's start with the left knee. So we'll side lunge into the left knee, and then inhale, straighten, exhale to the left knee. That's 2. So you've got 6 more side lunges on your own. As high or as low as it feels right for you. When you finished all 8, fold over. And then inhale, lengthen your spine forward, walk your hands to the front of your mat, coming into lunge. You can wiggle that right foot farther towards the right side of your mat. And it's one leg dog time again. Take the right leg back and up behind you and flow through with a lifted or grounded foot. Second side, inhale, left leg high behind you. One time, knee to nose, and then plant that left foot at the front center of your mat. On an inhale, rise up to high crescent pose. Lifting up high, finding a back bend here that opens your heart, that allows you to breathe. Inhale, back upright. And then as you exhale, lean forward out over that left leg. So 2 times, we're going to barely pick up the right toes off the ground. So lean forward just enough so that you can pick those right toes up and balance back to high crescent pose. One more time, exhale forward. See how close you can keep the right toes to the ground. Back to high crescent pose. And this time, come forward and slowly come into a grounded warrior three. All 10 fingertips to the floor, warrior props. Right leg lifting straight back behind at hip height. 2 knee tucks and then a sit. Take a breath in, exhale. Tuck your right knee behind the left knee. Inhale, straighten back out. Exhale, tuck in. Inhale, straighten out. Last time you tuck in, come to a seat. Ardha Matsyendrasana. It means half Lord of the Fishes pose. Left hand is behind you, right arm is up, sit tall. Exhale, twist to the left. Take one more inhale here to lift your heart up, and then exhale, go a little bit deeper into your twist. And hold here as you breathe. Try to stay with that Ujjayi breath. It's a more mindful breath. It directs your breath. Instead of being passive, be active with the breath, the thing that connects us. And then on your inhale, release. Take your hands over to the right long side of your mat, and then step your right foot to the back of your mat. Wide leg, standing forward bend. Here, it's yogi's choice for what you want to do on this side. You can stay right here in the forward bend, breathing, being with your breath. You can take an inversion, you can take a twist. Listen, feel what is right for you. No shoulds, no should nots, but always learning from a place of being present. We'll take a few more breaths here. So those of you who are inverted, think about beginning to land your plane from your inversion, bringing your feet down. And then walk your hands back around to the front of your mat, coming into lunge. And then from the lunge, a one-leg dog. One more one-leg flow opportunity on this side. Okay, from downward dog, bring your right leg into pigeon prep. So you can do this in the traditional pigeon prep, as I am, or if that bothers any part of your body, come onto your back for reclining pigeon. Right ankle above the left knee, and then you hug that left knee in. Once you're settled in your pigeon, start to lower down onto maybe forearms or forearms on props. Your forearms are down and you want more of a forward bend. If you want to ground even more, walk your hands out in front, lower your chest towards the earth or onto the earth. When we hold poses, we have the breath that is still moving. The breath that teaches us maybe where we have an opportunity to move more deeply in a direction into the pose. If you're on your back, you stay there. If you're leaning forward, start to walk your hands up. So we're all going to take a twist here. We're going to take, if you're leaning forward as I am, you're going to take the right arm across the front of your mat. See if you can get the right elbow down, and then bring the left palm to touch on top of the right palm and twist around. If you're on your back in that reclining pigeon, you're going to keep the legs in the pigeon shape, put the left foot on the ground, and then take the legs over to the left, trying to point the right kneecap at the ceiling, and then stretching the right bicep up by your ear. If you're in the forward-facing pigeon, release your twist, inhale, come up, and we'll twist to the second side now. So that means you're gonna bring your left arm across, left elbow down on the mat, if you can get it. If the left elbow won't come all the way down to the mat, then you can have your left hand on the mat and twist around to the right. If your left elbow is down, place your right hand on top and twist. Inhale, release, start to make your way back up. And we'll change sides. So maybe come through downward facing dog. Or if you're on your back, change sides. We'll bring the left leg forward into pigeon prep. Or left ankle crossing over right knee. And then lower down. And find some deep, long breaths here. Also, when we hold poses, we can pay more attention. We have more time. We don't have the distractions, especially in these more grounded poses of trying to balance. And now let's start to twist. If you're on your back, take the right foot down to the ground and then shift the legs over to the right. If you're forward facing your pigeon, walk your hands up. First, we're going to twist to the right. So you bring that right arm across towards the left side of your mat. Bring your palms together and twist. And then on your inhale, begin to release that twist. Come up. If you're on your back, you stay right there. If you're forward facing, we're going to twist in the opposite direction. So bring that right arm across. If you can, get the elbow down. If not, palm will work. And twist to the left, drawing the left shoulder back, taking your gaze up past that shoulder. And then on an inhale, release. If you've been in a forward-facing pigeon, take another downward dog. This will be your last one. For those of you who love your flow, you can get one more in here. If you're on your back, you're going to stay right there because we're all coming to meet you. If you're in downward dog or you're taking another flow, you're going to jump to a seat, hop to a seat, come to a seat, and then from your seat, come on to your back. Knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, about as wide as the mat is. Take your arms out to a T. On your exhale, take your knees, both knees to the right. Inhale up, exhale, both knees to the left. And follow your breath. The movement follows the breath. One more time to the right, and one more time to the left. And then bring the knees upright. So bring the feet back in, hip width distance apart. We'll take 2 back bends here. We'll do a bridge pose and a wheel pose, or a bridge pose and then a second back bend of your choice. So to prepare for bridge, press your feet into the earth. Feel that they're parallel. Feel solid and grounded there. Press your upper arms into the floor. Press the back of your head into the floor, and then just slightly lift your upper back off the floor and squeeze the shoulder blades together or towards one another on your back. Now you're ready. Lift the hips up. Straighten the arms if they're not straight already. Interlace your fingers underneath. Walk your shoulders under if you can. If that's not happening, press the backs of your hands into the floor. So a lot of downward pressure for a big opening across the front of the hips, across the belly, across the heart. One more inhale here, and then use your exhale to lower down to the mat, unpinning your arms from underneath you. Second back bend, I'm going to go into wheel pose. If you want to follow me there, I'll talk you through it. If you want any other back bend, it can be another bridge, it can be one-legged versions of bridge, it can be a fish pose, camel, whatever you're up for. Come with me into wheel if you want. Hands on either side of your head, plant into your feet. So push into the feet, push into the hands, push into the back of the head. Lift your upper back up a little bit. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards one another on your back. Take one more breath in here, and it's the exhale that propels you up into your wheel, pushing the floor away until just your feet and your hands are on the mat. Opening across the front of the body. Big, deep breaths. If it feels good, you can rock a little bit. And then we'll use an exhale to lower all the way back down. Everybody, hug your knees into your chest. Rock across your back. And then make circles with your knees. Ironing out your low back. Circle in the opposite direction. And then exhale, breathe, stretch the legs out, turn your palms up to the sky. We return to Shavasana. We return to a natural breath here. So let that Ujjayi breath or any pranayama that you were doing go, and we'll come into the natural breath here. So a couple of rounds of the natural breath. And now we'll do 3 cleansing breaths together. So remember, it is the breath that connects us all. With me, big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, full, letting go. Again, big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly let all that breath seep out. One more time, really deep breath in here. And then slowly let it all go, releasing. Bring your attention to rest on your exhalation. Following the exhalation all the way down into the slight pause at the end of your breath before you begin to inhale again. So do that for a couple of rounds of natural breath, following that exhalation all the way to the pause before the breath turns. Let that exhalation be a lure that draws you inward. With each exhalation, feel the weight of your body surrender into your mat. Allow every muscle of your body to release its grip on the bones. With the next few exhalations, feel your eyes relax and soften, and all the muscles of your face release. Begin using a deeper breath to reawaken you. A bigger inhale and a fuller exhale. And then once again, stretch your arms overhead, reaching them long, reaching your legs long. And then on an exhale, roll to your side. And then from your side, come up to a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Join your hands together at your heart. This Anjali Mudra is heart-hand symbol. It's also a symbol of connection, of left and right, a connection to our hearts, a connection from the inside where the thumbs touch your chest to the outside where your fingers splay out. When we acknowledge our inherent interconnectedness, we can remember that our breath and ability to breathe are connected to others' abilities to breathe. We come into a place of oneness, of wholeness. Let's take a moment here to send our heartfelt energy out to the sick, to the healers, to all the workers keeping things going. We'll send our energy out to those who are hurting. We'll send our energy out to heal and connect us all one to another. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.